In the latest court filing by Dominion Voting Systems, the voting company claims that Fox News personalities and executives publicly promoted false claims by former President Donald Trump and his allies about election fraud in 2020, despite privately expressing their disbelief in those claims. Dominion Voting Systems is suing Fox in a billion-dollar defamation suit to hold Fox accountable for its on-air claims. Stay tuned to find out more. A new court filing claims that various Fox News executives and stars knew that claims being pushed via former President Donald Trump were lies. However, similar conspiracies continued to impulse their million viewers. Many liberals think that the network manipulates and misrepresents its viewers to influence them to favor Republicans and the right. Nevertheless, a continuing defamation case brought by the manufacturer of voting machines, Dominion, against Fox News paints a more complicated picture. The network's senior figures feel pressure to deliver the conspiracy theories that the audience craves. The 200-page court filing was filed as part of a $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit brought by Election Technology Corporation, Dominion, against the media for aeration of conspiracies with no basis in fraud related to voter machines, which was released on Thursday. The filing contains important details of emails, testimony, and private messages from the few most recognizable names of Fox News, such as hosts Tucker Carlson, Cian Hannity, and Laura Ingraham. It also involved texts from the owners of stations, the Murdoch family. In the filing, the claims made are immense. The filing, in addition to appealing to the fact that Fox News continued to perpetrate impulse election fraud deceptions on air while deriding them privately, reveals how few Fox News stars and executives, including former President Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani, dismissed guests, lawyers as a fucking nutcase and an impractical person, respectively. Carlson, according to a claim, stated that he titled Trump as a demonic force and said that a fact-checking group internal to his organization, which Fox recognized as the Brain Room, concluded that allegations of Dominion being pushed via Trump were incorrect and no such evidence was found related to widespread fraud. In this country, it's almost unbelievably difficult to win a defamation suit by a public figure. A tweet by Bill Gruskin, a school professor at Columbia Journalism, about the case on the evening of Thursday, stated that the only means to do that is to reveal that the suspect unveiled a reckless disrespect for the truth. Fox has gotten the closest to doing it of any media organization I've ever seen. You are enjoying this video. You want to take advantage of other amazing videos, so you must hit the subscription button. It's that easy. Thanks for doing that. Let's move on. The Fox News spokesperson categorized the court filing as confusion and noise, adding that this case core remains about press freedom and speech freedom, which are fundamental rights afforded by the Constitution. Days after the 2020 election, the Fox News Tucker Carlson host messaged his producer, Alex Pfeiffer, about the decision of the stations to call Arizona for Joe Biden president before any other network. We work tough to build what we have. On November 5, 2020, Carlson wrote, "Our credibility is destroyed by those fuckers. It infuriates me." In response, Pfeiffer stated, "Most of those on our side are acting autocrats recklessly." Carlson replied, "Obviously they are. The complaint states, we won't follow them, and Trump is adept at destroying things, so we won't. He is, without a doubt, the world's best at it. If we behave badly, he may completely ruin us." On January 6, 2021, months after the invasion of insurrectionists in the Capitol, Pfeiffer got text again from Carlson that Trump is a destroyer, a demonic force. However, he is not going to destroy us. Dozens of Kraken lawsuits filed by Sidney Powell on behalf of the campaign Trumps in the months and weeks after the election of 2020 became a frequent guest on Fox News. However, behind the scenes, staff at Fox News, such as executives, producers, and hosts, acknowledged through text messages that they knew the claims she was peddling were lies based on the statements in the new filing. That entire theory Sidney was promoting. Despite often giving her coverage on his show even after Trump had recanted her, Fox News personality Sean Hannity confessed in legal filings conducted in August 2022 that he did not consider it for even a second. On November 16, Carlson, who frequently featured Powell on his program, contacted his producer once to declare that Powell was lying fucking bitch. Given that the prior section of the petition is obscured, it needs to be clarified what Carlson was referencing in specific. Sidney Powell is a liar, by the way, Carlson wrote fellow Fox News personality Laura Ingraham a few days back. On November 18, caught her. It's crazy. Sidney is crazy, and I texted Ingraham in response. She won't get along with anyone. The same goes for Rudy Giuliani. But a day after, Powell and Giuliani were both present at a media conference held at Total Landscaping, a business affiliated with the Four Seasons, which was carried on Fox News. Raji Shah, vice president of Fox, contacted Pfeiffer, producer of Carlson, on November 22 with the following statement. Shit is so ridiculous right now that many people are publicly disputing the evidence that Powell is full of it. She is a freaking nutcase, Pfeiffer retorted. Trump ultimately renounced Powell that day. Later that evening, Carlson contacted Ingraham to say that it was his idea to have the White House distance itself from Powell. Powell is nuts, as you stated from the beginning. My entire weekend was ruined. Well, I had to attempt to get the White House to denounce her, which they plainly ought to have done a long time ago, Carlson allegedly texted. When Fox News anchor Maria Bartiromo questioned Powell about her information sources, Powell provided her and Lou Dobbs an email with the subject line election fraud data that she had obtained from a source. Who am I, author of email queries? How did I find out all of this? Since I was a young child, I've experienced the weirdest nightmares in which I was severed from the inside but continued to survive. While the wind claims I am a ghost, I don't buy it. Without providing proof, the email claimed that Dominion was the only factor connecting the several states' election anomalies. It also presented a few additional ludicrous assertions. Several of the revelations in Thursday's petition came from a discussion among Ingraham, Hannity, and Carlson, such as one from November 12 in which Carlson advocated firing a Fox News reporter for choosing to fact. Check a Trump tweet on her own Twitter account. In a tweet of her own, reporter Jackie Heinrich allegedly accurately fact-checked Trump's assertions by trying to point out that top election infrastructure officials had concluded that there is no such evidence that votes are changed, lost or deleted by the voting system in any compromised way. Carlson urged Hannity to dismiss Heinrich in response to her post. Seriously, why the hell not? Astonished that it must cease right now, like, that is seriously harming the business. The share price is declining. No humor here. Hannity did take measures, and hours later, Senior Vice President of Fox News and Wallace for Communal Communications, Irina Briganti, received a message from Fox News, CEO Susanna Scott. According to the Dominion filing, many of Fox's hosts and executives were aware that Donald Trump had lost the election. Rupert Murdoch proposed that its top hosts, Hannity, Ingraham, and Carlson, issue a joint pronouncement the day before the Capitol brawl. The idea that the election has ended and Joe Biden's victory should be made by our primetime three has been floated. Murdoch said in an email to Scott, such a declaration would go a great way to dispel the Trump fiction that the election stolen. He continued, Meade Cooper, executive Fox News vice president, was provided the email by Scott, who noted that she told Rupert that quietly they are all there, we must be careful about exploiting the events and getting pissed off the people, but they understand how to navigate. No such remark was ever made public. In a new filing made public on Thursday, Dominion's attorneys outlined a timeline of what transpired in the tense weeks following Election Day 2020 when then President Donald Trump was trying to spread false information about the election, using a wealth of Fox emails and texts they had obtained during the discovery phase of the lawsuit, as well as testimony from top execs. Other bizarre texts from the Dominion lawsuit include Tucker Carlson's description of Trump as a demonic power. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. That will be all for today's video. Thanks for staying tuned. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you can always watch more amazing videos like this. See you in the next video.